Hello, welcome to another edition of Biker Movie Reviews. I try to change the background today a little bit different because with filming with a GoPro, I'm just too dark. So I need a lot of light, and in my apartment, I don't really have a lot of light. So right now, we're on the steps of my apartment, and we're literally right under a light. So hopefully you can see my face a lot better than you could when I was shooting with the other video. But anyway, today we're reviewing The Platform. It's a Hispanic film. um, it's okay. Let's go over the synopsis real quick. It says a slab of food descends floor by floor in a prison. The inmates above eat heartily, leaving those below starving and desperate. A rebellion is imminent. We'll talk about how that's a lie. So it's a prison per se, but it's kind of like almost a it's a prison slash voluntary prison. So one guy is in there for murder. One of the co-stars is in there for murder, but the other guy is he's there to get a degree. I don't understand that. So apparently he interviewed to get in there. That part was weird. We'll talk about that. That's the main character basically. He wants a degree in some type of field or whatever. Uh, and he had to serve time in there, and when he makes it out he'll have the degree or whatever, which I thought was crazy considering his roommate was someone who, even though he did it accidentally, he threw a TV out the window because he was angry and it killed a guy. So understand you're gonna go to jail. But the whole I went in here voluntarily, it's very awkward. Anyway, like the synopsis says, a slab of food descends from above. They're kind of like each prison is like a in one giant series. They're kind of in a rectangle, and the slab descends through the hole through each prison all the way down. A little interesting. The higher floors, of course, get first pickings, while the lower floors get the scraps. He generally thinks there's somewhere, I want to say, he thinks there's like 87 floors or something. So, of course, the first, second, third, and fourth, the top floors are going to get the best food. People below get the less. And he wakes up and he talks to a guy. Well, he wakes up and talks to a guy he happened to be on a good floor. It's an okay floor. They're not getting the best, but they're not getting the worst. They're able to eat. And they have this, first it's a standoffish relationship, and then they're doing okay. But you find out that almost every other week or every month, I forgot, every 2 weeks or whatever, they knock you out with gas and they put you on a different floor. So one week you might be on the 16th floor, another week you might be on the 40th floor, and so on and so forth. So you go up and down. Hope that you have a good floor, because when you have a bad floor, it's basically hell. Um, so if it's it's an interesting concept. Um, into it has some weird things. And let's say there's a girl who, I don't know how she always arrives on the top floor, but anyway, she rides I think it's every month, so I think they switch you every month. She rides the platform all the way top to the bottom because the guy says she's searching for her daughter. The other guy says there's no kids in here, they're not allowed in here, so she must be lying. Basically, especially when she gets to the lower floors, you can see, because one time they were on a somewhat bad floor, she came in there and she was beaten up one time, and the guy nursed her back, and then when she was fine, she got back on the floor and took the ride down. And then a couple other times you saw that she straight shanked someone who was trying to get her. Unfortunately, on the lower floors, there's no food. The bones are picked clean, the plates are empty, there's nothing left in there, so they resort to cannibalism on the lower floors. It's who wakes up first is really the winner of who's going to survive the next month or so. And you see that, unfortunately, as they go down, people are killed and so forth. But anyway, let's get to the main part of the film. At one part, he's on a higher floor. He's on a way higher floor, really nice, single digits. And I left out the part where he kills his roommate. We won't go over that. But he gets his I'm skipping a lot because I think it's a good movie. You should see it. But he gets to his roommate's black guy. He's on a good floor number, and he decides that they gotta send a message. They gotta they gotta do something. They're waiting for us to do something. I don't know where he gets this idea of this message that he has to send, or so on and so forth. But anyway, he gets this idea that he has to send a message, and there's this. He's like, okay, what's the message going to be? Because basically at the end, when it hits the bottom, the platform shoots back up. So his idea is to him and his roommate jump on the thing once, which is a good thing. They slowly pass out food, so now everybody's just eating as much as they can. So the lower foods, they're proportioning it out, so everybody gets food. But this one dessert or something or whatever, they're not going to touch it, and they're going to send that back up all the way up top as their message. Alright, you're in a prison. I don't think they really care if you send back something uneaten. I didn't really get that whole part. But anyway, they go down. They get into fights. They get pretty bruised and beaten up and bloody. They have to kill a couple of guys. Guys, well, I don't care. I haven't eaten. I'm going to take as much as I can. Forget the guys below me. They have to fight them off. And they keep going. And unfortunately, when they get some of the lower levels, everybody's just dead. There's usually 2 people to a room, but people are just dead left and right because they just couldn't eat, or they kill each other or such and such. And they get to the final floor, and instead of 87, it winds up being like a crazy number. I think it was like 200 or 300 and something in those numbers, and it's insane. And at the final level, there's a girl, which confuses me. One, okay, no children. That's a lie. There's children at the bottom. How is she alive? How is everybody above her for I don't know how many levels dead, but she's alive when she's obviously getting no food being at the bottom? And then also, if this the Asian girl who's always taking the platform down to the lower levels, how have you not got your daughter at least once? That didn't make any sense to me. Anyway, they get to the end, and something happens to the dessert, and they can't send the dessert, so they decide that she's going to be the message. She's going to be the message, and when the platform's about to get up, one of the guys is dead. The black guy dies. The other guy puts her on the platform, and it shoots back up. Now, this thing shoots up at a crazy velocity and speed. So even if it got to the top, she would have been splattered up against the wall as soon as the thing stopped. Anyway, it stops right there of her just taking the floors. It's going of her taking each floor. I will say this about the movie. The film was interesting until the end. When it got to the whole message part and putting her on there, that's where it kind of died off. It was good. It was taking a good escalator, good roller coaster. You know, I'm liking it. I'm seeing what it is. And then the down point was like, oh, the rebellion, as it says, of, oh, we need to send a message. And then it just starts to teeter from there. For this one, I'm going to give it... It's kind of hard for me. I think I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5. It's okay. It's decent. It's not horrible. It's not awesome. Again, the movie is The Platform. You can see it on Netflix right now.